Good stuff. AC/DC. Yep. Back in the day.
Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Bill Rigby, on the Agents of the Unexplained podcast. Find us on Facebook and in the future, YouTube. But let me rephrase that. Not in the future. We are on YouTube. I got to change that out. But anyhow, tonight we got the one and only Jason Colley from Bradford, PA, Bigfoot. Now, Jason is also part of the Pennsylvania Bigfoot Project.
Yep.
He's a team lead up in that area for Mary Fabian. And Jason covers Dirty Road, Area X, and he posts a lot of stuff on there that he comes across. Jason, I'm throwing you to the wolves now. Tell us a little bit about yourself first.
Okay, so anyways, my name's Jason Colley. I'm from Bradford, PA, here in McKean County. And boy, I love squatching. I came out with it in 2015, but it goes on beyond that. It definitely goes beyond that. It goes way back in 1999 to when I was hunting to right now. But for some reason, and I'm going to tell you all about it. For some reason, it sparked the fire in me to start up a team to go out and look for Bigfoot. And I'll tell you about that in a minute.
Hey, Tommy Cooper, the one and only. Mr.
Yeah, Tommy's awesome.
Yeah,
good
he's
man
out there.
Good man.
Corky saying hi. Tommy
hey,
said
Corky,
hi.
How you doing from Ohio?
Dave Rupert. He said,
hey guys,
hi.
How you doing?
Yeah, all these guys are coming on. But I can understand sparked an interest and get the fire going under your butt. But have you actually seen one?
Yes. In 2005. I'll tell you the story about it really quick.
Yes.
Well, anyways, I wasn't in Bigfoot, and I really didn't believe in it. You know, me and my cousin, we played paintballs a lot, and me and my cousin had ghillie suits on. A ghillie suit it covers you just so you can blend into the vegetation. A lot of the Marine snipers use it and stuff, but we utilize that so we can stay undercover. You know, when we're out playing paintballs. But what a paintball gun is it's a gun that shoots an air projectile. A paint projectile from air.
That
that hurts. So we were getting ready to play a game the next day, and we had a whole bunch of simulation targets that were set up through the woods. And it went on for about, I would say about maybe 200 yards of targets we had set up. And, you know, we had like maybe 8 targets that were spread out 200 yards. Well, anyways, we were shooting each one of them, and we were recording us. And back then, it was a 8mm tape deck. You know, I mean, when you got a video camera back then, it was an 8mm tape. So we were recording
the little tape. Yes.
Yep. So we were recording us, our movements. You know, and then we would go back, rewind it, and say, "Whoa, man, there's some movement there." That would fail, you know, so let's try it again. So we would keep doing that. Well, we got to the last spot, and the battery went dead in the camera. And I'm like, all right, man, how do you want to hit this? You know, how do you want to hit the target? And I said, oh, we'll just crawl over and just lay there, and then we'll just shoot the target and then leave together. We were practicing our simultaneously shots like a sniper, you know, just one shot, done. And we were trying to do that. And that's what we were practicing on the most, just that one shot, you know. So during a game, they won't hear that second shot. So it was like, that's what we were practicing on. So we got to there, and I'm laying there, and I'm looking out my scope, and I see this upright bipedal thing probably about, I would say 9 feet high, I would say, comes down off of this mountain and out in front of us about, I would say about 45, 50 yards out. And the sucking thing was so big that, its legs looked like garbage cans. The small garbage, the metal garbage cans. It was that size. It was that, like, it was freaking tremendously huge. And I said, dude, and he's like, what do you got? And I like, you wouldn't believe what I got. And I said, it's moving over off to our right. It's an upright bipedal something. I don't know what the heck it is. It looks like a Bigfoot, man. He goes, no, really? I'm like, yeah. He's laying on the ground. I'm standing up, like prone like this. And I couldn't believe what I seen, and then all of a sudden it was like 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, gone. It was gone. I seen it 1, 2, 3, and then vanished right into the thickets. And it was still moving. And we heard it flanking our right, on our right side. So he goes, I got it. It's over here off to the right. I'm like, yeah, man, I don't want to stick around here anymore. Let's go. And he goes, well, where are we going to go? He said, whatever's flanking us on a circle is cutting our way off to go home. And I said, well, we'll go back further in the woods in this field. It's this great big field. And then if we see it, we'll shoot it. So he jumped up, I jumped up, and then we heard it like moving through the briars, the briar patch, and the apple like saplings. I mean, those are thorns. Those are thorns. Those are big thorns. It was moving through, and you can hear it just like it tearing at the hair of this thing, the briar bushes as it was moving. I mean, it was moving. I mean, it flanked us, and then we ran. My hair went up behind my head and my neck, and then the heck out of here. But I remember the full sizes thing. And I remember that it had white.
1 second. For the people that are watching, Pennsylvania Bigfoot Project just cut out on us for some reason. We've been having problems.
Yeah, probably the weather too. The weather has.
I don't know. It always does that to that, and I'm just getting messages. I'm letting them. And YouTube. Okay. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
It does that. Yeah. And I talked to Mary about it, and she hasn't fixed it. So we're still on my YouTube and my agent's page. So
we got you.
Oh, but go ahead, buddy. I'm sorry.
But anyways, this being, when I seen it, it had white under its chin. It might have been a beard, it might have been white, but nonetheless, I seen the side of it. It was basically the right side of it moving, and it had to kneel down a little or bend down a little bit so it didn't hit the higher branches on this 7-foot tree. And after that, man, is when it sparked my interest of Bigfoot, and then it just went from there.
Yeah. Well, I'm different from you. I always believed, but never saw. And then it took me quite a few years to get my butt going and start, checking things out from, I'm from Mercer County, Lawrence County area. I've traveled all over the eastern United States. I lived down in Indiana County, and I was hunting there one day, and I noticed these structures. And I says, no, wait a minute. Something ain't right here. Same type of structures are up in Mercer and Lawrence County. I've seen them there. So I started checking it out a little bit. Not too much. But once I moved back up to this area, I start really delving into the structures and the Bigfoot and start putting it all together. And that's when, it's been a couple years now. I've been going whole hog into it and saying, trying to find correlations to everything and saying, I really want to see one. We want to get DNA. We want, get all this stuff. Well, Brenda Sproul and I found a trackway. Debbie Preggy and I, we found tracks and stuff, different areas, found structures. Everything's like, wow, this area is active too. And Mary Fabian kept saying, you need to go to Salt Fork if you want a sighting. Everybody goes to Salt Fork. Everybody. And their brother and their sister.
Yeah.
I ain't going to get a sighting. A year ago, this past August, Jack Warren invited me to the Sospies camp out there. We go there. Debbie, Mike Bennett, and I went walking down the trail, the Buckeye Trail there, right by the group campsite. I don't know if you ever been to Salt Fork, Jason, or not.
No, it's one place I definitely been trying to get to.
Now, this is the first night there, a Thursday night. We're walking.
But I know
down
where
the
you're
trail.
talking about. I know the trail, like some of the trailheads and stuff.
As we're going in, start getting nuts or stones tossed at us from the left side. All right, we take another 90 paces, stop, checking things out, scoping down the trail farther. Still getting a couple things tossed at us from the left side. Debbie was getting a little paranoid. She said, I really don't want to go any farther. I'm starting to get scared. I said, I'll go ahead. I'll check it out. If I see anything, I'll tell you guys. If not, I'll wave you on in with me. Because Mike stayed there with her. Yeah, Tommy, I missed you when you was there this year.
Yeah, Tommy went. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. I left that day he came. I had to get back here. But anyhow, I get down about 90 paces in from them. I kneel down. I start scoping down the trail there, trying to focus the scope in. And out of the corner of my right eye, I saw a little movement. So I turned my head like this. I'm still scoping this way, turn my head, adjusting the scope. 15 feet to my right, there it was, leaning in, looking at me.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Yeah. No, I about filled my pants. Not that nice. So, yeah, I saw it. And
exciting.
No, it wasn't. It scared me.
Jason,
I don't get scared. I don't get scared.
Yeah.
I might get startled.
Ohio is one of the top-notch areas for sightings.
Top 5. So is PA.
Mm-hmm.
PA's up over that. PA's over that. But this area, PA and Ohio, we're right up there. And Tommy's area, your area, even my area here got. So yeah, it was scary. I admit it. It took me a little bit to get over the fear, and I realized I'm not superhuman. I'm just human. I did get scared. One of the first time I ever got scared like that in my life, and it kind of screwed me up for a little bit. But
yeah, the intensity.
Yes, very much so. Corky says they used to be number 3 in sightings, but people aren't reporting anymore.
That's true.
Yeah, even in PA, they're not reporting like they used
to.
So, I don't know what's going on there other than they're keeping to themselves about it.
The last report for the BFRO here in McKean County was in 2013. That was the last time, and then nothing has been reported since. And I'm thinking to myself, what? It can't be. They're out there.
Yeah. take Colley with you and push him down and run for it. Cooper said.
Yeah, a story about Tommy Cooper really quick. Cryptovania went out on a research with us in 2018, I believe. Yeah, and they got a lot of activity in Area X that I took them, and boy, I'll tell you, Tommy Cooper, man, was really, really excited about it, and so was Nick Marvin. He went, and those guys, boy.
Tommy was with us at Corky Marple's thing over the Memorial weekend. And we had activity that night too. You should have seen us all jump up in the staring because Corky, he put up, him and Tommy both took the buckets up and hung them up in the trees. Small metal buckets, put glow sticks on two sides of it and had them filled with peanuts and took them, hung them in the trees and see if that'll help draw them in to watch us. It was about 1 o'clock in the morning, and I look up and I see the bucket at the upper end moving like this.
Interesting.
Oh, am I seeing things? Is that really moving? So I watched, and all of a sudden it moved again. I went, wait a minute, I might have blinked. And it did it the third time. I went, guys, that bucket's up there moving. Boom, all of us guys are standing there looking up. You know. And they were eating the peanuts.
Something with the peanuts, you know. I have a theory of I take peanut. Yeah, I take peanut butters. I take peanut butter and make sure that there's peanuts in the peanut butter, and then I just spread it on a tree next to my camera and see if anything happens. And normally they're smarter than me.
Yeah. And the way we saw the two was Jay Fouch had his thermal. And he's shining it up, the thermal up that way. And you saw the one, and then all of a sudden you saw a bigger one behind it, reaching over his shoulder, grabbing the peanuts out of the bucket. Oh.
Wow.
And I took a picture of the thermal, but it was a white blob on my phone. It's like, oh. But yeah, it was an exciting night then, too. Tommy brings the excitement, I think. But go ahead. Some more. Tell us some more, Jay.
Well, I'd like to talk quick about the latest. I mean, we have a lot. I mean, we have over 93 expeditions under our belts so far since 2016, and we've been going out faithfully. Other than when I'm sick, I can't, but we make it up though. We make me and my one buddy. We have had other people with us, but they seem to not want to stick around for it. I don't know. They, I guess it's too much for them or whatever, and then they just depart. But this one individual that's with us, I mean, with me, he's been faithful since day one, man. And I salute him, Devin Baker, really nice guy. And he gets out there and he really analyzes stuff and helps. But
I see him on some of yours. Yes.
Yeah. The updates recently, since a couple of years, maybe a year, let's go back to when Pennsylvania Bigfoot Project came up for the very first time. Mary Fabian, great person. She has helped me so much with all of my Bigfoot stuff. It's not even funny. But she came up the first time to analyze, to check things out, to see if it's actually worth it, see if it's actually worth coming up, because that's quite a far drive where she lives, and so she came up and we went out to Droney Road, and there wasn't really much activity there that day, but there was, we found some dead deer that were literally, their necks were snapped and their backbone was broke, and their legs were twisted off and stuff. And we were looking at them and we were like, yeah, no poacher did that, and no, no animals, attacked that like that. That was definitely squatchy. Yep. So, where these bones where the carcass of the deer were, there was a high cliff, like a really high cliff. So you could figure what happened. The Bigfoots, basically scared these deer or funneled them into a direction where they would fall off the cliff and break their legs. So that's what Mary and I were talking about. And we're like, yeah, that's probably exactly what happened. And then she left, and then the whole team came up. The whole, the team that they had. I can't remember who it was all there that time. But they camped here, and I went up and seen them. Amy Boo was with them. Great, she's awesome. She's funny, Amy Boo. But
love her. She's a good woman.
Yeah, I couldn't go with them right away or something. My wife had to work my wife works at the hospital in dietary, and she had to stay over, and I had to pick her up, so I couldn't be with them when they went to Droney the last time they were here in 2019, I think it was. So I couldn't be there at that specific time, but I did meet up with them. And Mary said I couldn't, we had so much activity at Droney Road, it wasn't funny. She was bluff charged, and also something underneath of her vehicle was like picking it up in the back. And wow. I mean, when she told me all that activity, I couldn't believe it. I was like, yeah, I mean, we've had stuff like that happen at Droney, but not to that extent. That was up on a level. So I took her to a couple spots. I took her to Area X, and I'll get to Area X here in a minute. But let's talk about the gray white Bigfoot that me and my buddy seen. And this is my second sighting, and this was a very weird experience. We went over to the summit. The summit is a place that's over in the Allegheny State Park in New York, and that's the name of the park. And there's a summit from Salamanca, from the Indian reservation, and you go up by the casino, and then there's a road that goes up on the top of the hill of the casino, and it's called the summit. And so we went up there to the summit, and we did a Bigfoot expedition, and we didn't really get much activity. And the reason why we analyzed that area is because of a sighting or not a sighting, but a report that somebody was getting sticks thrown at them. Hikers were getting sticks thrown at them, and we went up to analyze it, see what was going on. And I didn't have nobody to take with me, so I took my wife, and we went up there, and she got a freaking tree, like, I don't even know, it was maybe this big, thrown at her, like at night. This was at night. And I said, yeah, I hear the knock. First of all, we heard the knocks, and then this big tree comes flying at her when she was behind me. And I said, what the heck was that? And it crashed right behind her. And she goes, I'm effing out of here. I'm going to the car. She went to the car. She went to the car, and I stayed there because I wanted to find out more what was going on. I'm just very curious about this thing. So I'm talking actually about two things right now. That's the story of the summit, though. That's the reason why we started going to the summit. So in I think it was 2019, me and Devin went up, and it was just started to snow, maybe. It was no, it was summer. Never mind, it was summertime. On the way back, it was around 11:30 at night, and they don't really like you in the park. The park police, they don't really like you in there, for a long period of time. So we got out a little bit late. So we started heading up the road, and I kid you not, I must have seen at least 30 deer. Like, there was deer every mile coming back. And I was like, what are these deer on the side of the road? What are they doing? Like they're just like weird. They're acting weird, just weird. I've never, like, they were dumb or something. I don't know. It's just, well, they're dumb anyway, but I don't know about that. So anyways, we drove up and then there was a spot where there was no deer that we were seeing crossing the road. So I was going around 20, I don't know, maybe 22 and 23 miles an hour, really slow. The speed limit there is like 26, I think, or 26, or no, 25. So I guess I was going a little under. But anyways, we got up around this turn. Okay, this turn, it turns, and then I'm talking about New York and PA state line. That's what I'm talking about. And
I know where the area you're talking about.
Yeah, we were going towards the top of the hill to go back over to Bradford, right up over the top of the hill, and then down into Bradford. So we were coming up on that big turn, and we started driving, and there was 3 deer standing in the road. And I'm like, what is these guys' problem? So I had my high beams on, low beams, high beams. I'm like, what the heck are these things' problem? I'm like, Devin, look at these things. And I looked at him, and he's like a gape. His mouth is open. He's staring at something up the road. And I'm looking at these deer, trying to figure out what these deer are doing. I look at him. I look at what he's looking at, and I couldn't freaking believe what I seen. It was literally grayish white. Its arms were like black, but the rest of the body was grayish, like grayish black. Yeah. Blackish white, maybe.
Okay.
And when I seen it on the side of the road, it only looked about maybe 6 feet, 7 feet high. I mean, it was small. And I was like, what the heck is it? And it kept staring at us, like at our vehicle. It kept going back and forth just because it's like, oh, shoot, you know? And its eyes were yellow red, like yellowish, orangish red. It was like red. They would keep glistering. It was really interesting. And the deer are looking at it, and then they're just staying right in front of my car. They were probably a foot in front of my car. My bumper was almost hitting these deer. Like they were so freaking scared, these deer were. And
Corky wants to know, was that Route 219 up there that you was on?
What's that?
Was that Route 219?
I can't remember what route. I mean, the route. Well, yeah, 219 comes through Bradford, and I think it's 346, Route 346 or something like that. Going out. I can't remember what interstate. I know that it's called Interstate Parkway is the name of the road, and then it goes up towards the top of the hill into State Park, and then it turns into something else, another route.
Okay.
But yeah, I know it's
asking. That's all.
Yeah. I'm not really good with all these roads. I am, but I'm not. But anyways, I contacted Mary, you know, and Mary came up there, and I showed her where I had this experience, you know, and I said, I'll tell you what, Mary, I don't really think there's anything to be thinking of it. I said it might have been a bear. A grayish whatever, or maybe it was having issues with whatever. So that's when I was a doubter, man. I'm telling you, when you become a Bigfooter, you go through these weird stages where you're a doubter, and then you're not, and then you're a doubter because you can't believe it. It can't sink in when you first become, you know, when you're first there, you know. And for some people, not for everybody.
Not everybody. Yeah, I agree with that. Because I always believed, and
but for some people, for not. So I was questioning the situation, and then she said, "I'm going to show you something. Come here." And we parked off the side of the road, and we went to the spot where I seen it. So basically, we did a recreation of it. And she goes, "Look at this," and there was a dip, man. Like where the Bigfoot was standing, it was like a ditch. So this freaky thing, dude, was 8 feet to 9 feet tall.
Yeah.
Where it was standing. And I'm like, oh, I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't do my diligence, so I'm in trouble. She goes, no. She goes, no, you're just learning. She goes, no, don't, don't get yourself down. You're just learning. And then she said, look at this. And I looked, and there was a deer trail, a major run deer trail heading right through that way. So it was following the deer, and it was probably ready to get one of them. We came up around the corner, and we
interrupted the hunt.
Yeah. So that was our experience. That was our experience, with another sighting and everything. And then after that, it was gone. As soon as we seen it, it lasted maybe about 4 seconds, and then it was gone. It went down into the valley. And then we started to do more expeditions up in that area, Indian Pipeline area and stuff, it's called. And I can get to Area X. I'll talk about that in a minute, but do you have any questions or anything?
Right now, hey, did you catch that spontaneous podcast I did last night with Angel, Ghost Chick Angel?
Yeah, some of it, yes.
Yes. She says, I believe, but don't want to. She got scared pretty bad from that howl that let off near her place last night.
See, I'm telling you, man, some people, they just can't take it. And I'll tell you, I'm going to tell you.
She's a ghost hunter. She's a ghost hunter. And it got to her.
Yeah,
but
there's
like
just something.
Said, they whisper to her. They don't scream like that one did.
There's something. There's something about Bigfoot that I'll get to that in a couple minutes. I want to talk to you about infrasound. I want to talk to you about the monkey chatter.
The infrasound. You don't have to tell me nothing about that. I got nailed twice. Well, Corky says I went through a porthole once, which I could have. I don't know, but I still say it was infrasound. And it affected me 2 different ways. But yeah,
infrasound's no fun, man. It's not fun. I've been zapped. I've been zapped from that stuff. It's not fun. It's
I got it twice. I was sick, so I know.
I was sick like for 4 days because of that, and it's just ridiculous of how that can affect you.
Infrasound is a defense angel, or it can be used to paralyze their prey.
Yes.
The first time I got hit with it, I got very disoriented.
Yeah.
Very. I was headed one way, bear hunting.
Yep.
I was headed down over the mountain toward the river tracks in the river. You could hear the river, and I'm way up, a good mile up on the mountain from the river. But I was going down over it, and I figured if I shot a bear there, it's going on down anyhow. And I'm dragging it down the tracks to my place, which is a couple miles the other way. And I have someone give me a ride back for my vehicle. But as I'm headed that way, next thing I know, I'm totally confused, and I don't know where I'm at.
That's scary.
And I'm looking around like none of this is familiar, and where am I? Finally, I see this other hunter coming up to me. I go,
yeah.
Where's Bear Cave at? The cabin at Bear Cave. Oh,
yeah.
It's about 3/4 of a mile that way.
Yeah, it's really scary. It really is. Some of that stuff that happens.
I was going this way, and now I got to go that way to get back to it. I said, I got myself turned around somehow. I don't know how I did it. And I don't remember getting there. None of that.
Yep.
Corky still says I walked into a portal. I might have, Cork. I'm not going to argue that fact. I don't know.
That's happened to us. That's happened to me and Devin. We were up in Area X. Man, that place is just spooky.
Well,
ask Amy Boo about it. Ask Amy Boo about it.
I heard it's haunted.
Yes.
Tommy said that too.
There's a mixture of things that are going on there. That's why I don't understand why there's Bigfoot activity there, because there's also spiritual activity happening there, or ghostly stuff happening. What Tommy Cooper said to me. He goes, we took him up there, and there was this gray fog that came out of nowhere. He goes, look, when you shine a light on it, it goes away. But when you turn off your light, it's all there. And I'm like, yeah,
Tommy was farting.
Yeah. So anyways, that same fog, me and Devin got caught up in it, and it was like, we couldn't see anything around us. All we could see was the ground where we were walking, and it was disoriented. We couldn't hear nothing. We couldn't see nothing. So we just kept walking in this fog, and then all of a sudden, the fog lifts, and then I'm like, holy cow, Devin, we traveled 100 yards in like 30 seconds, like just by walking. Like we went through some sort of a time thing. It was so weird, bizarre. But
well, you got this chick wanting to come up there with you, brother. She goes, now you have me. I need directions. Yeah, Tommy, I bet it was sketchy, brother.
Yeah, Amy Boo, she was standing there. She goes, who's touching my hand? Because, we're in the dark. And we're like, nobody's standing next to you, Amy. And she looks down and she's like, oh my gosh, something was just holding my hand. There was, supposedly there was a little girl. There was a house fire, and they all passed away back in the 1950s. And the whole family passed, and the dad was a really mean guy. And I mean, that was the story. They couldn't get water lines back in there back then. They couldn't get nothing back. So they all perished. And it was a 2-story house. It was huge. And, I mean, that was the story of that. So we believe that there is a entity of a little girl that is literally walking around up there.
I can believe that.
She touched she touched Amy, and she almost flipped. She was like, oh my, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. I'm out of here, she said. I'm like,
Angel, you like my podcast because you find different places you want to go now.
Yeah.
She goes, it can make you disoriented and can make you travel planes of time. That ectoplasm that you saw. The great
Interesting.
Fog. Yeah, so that's a possibility there too.
But
I'm not going to argue with Corky because it's highly possible it was a portal I stepped through.
Yeah. Well, we don't know. We don't know what the world is. What I mean. There's so much unexplained stuff that. Yeah. I mean, it would blow our own minds up trying to figure it all out.
Yeah, no, I've been trying, and I lost my mind now. But with all honesty, yes, Mary, we will go back up next year. There you go. You got a date, Jason.
All right, you guys coming up? Heck yeah! I think Debbie was up here last year. Was it Debbie Prague? Is that her?
Debbie Prague.
I think she was up here. I think she was here, and then there was a couple other guys that were here. Paul Palak was here.
Yeah, Paul Palak.
Yeah, he had a great time, man. That guy is awesome. He's like,
ain't he though? Ain't he?
He's like, look at this tree structure. Oh, look at this. I mean, he's like Scooby-Doo on the ground. He's like on cue with everything. I love
Tommy, I'll stop and get you when we go. He's damn straight, brother.
Yeah, you're right down. Yeah, right Titusville, right straight down through. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Tommy in a long time. We had a good time together, man.
I haven't seen him since Memorial Weekend.
He's a good man. Good guy.
Yeah, I like Tommy a lot. And Jason too. And I haven't even met Jason in person.
There's one more thing I want to.
Oh, there's one more thing in too.
There's one more thing I want to talk about that has to do with any sightings or any really closeness to what I've seen.
No.
My cat keeps meowing.
No, you ain't allowed to talk about it. Go ahead.
2019, I set my trail camera up in this one area, which I call Area X. And it's because the reason why I call it Area X is because it's unexplained. Unexplained activity. It's unknown of what's going on. So I had my camera set up there, and I was going up in June to check it because I check my card periodically. I check my SD card to see what's on it, see how much full it is, whatever, and change the batteries. So I left it up there since, let me see, I think it was April, May, and then I went up, for 2 months, April and May, and then I went up in June to check it. So I got up there and I was checking it, and I felt something behind me anyways.
Right.
But I don't know, it just felt uncomfortable. So I put the SD card in my little bag, and then I put it in my pocket, and then I went over to set up another trail camera, and this little fawn comes up to me about 5 feet from me, meowing it, it's like, meow, meow, I'm like, how you doing? I'm like talking to it, and its eyes were glistening. Like, it's just some weird thing, man. Its eyes were reflecting, like glistering, like from green to white. It was weird. Wow. And I'm like, hi. And then it was trying to have me follow it. And there's no way I was going to follow that thing. It wasn't scared or nothing. It wanted me to follow it. So then I'm like, you get going. And then I put my freaking camera up, and because I felt something behind me, something else beside that fawn. Right. And something wanted me to get out of there. So I went home, and I said, there's something about this. Let me check the camera. I checked the camera on my computer, and I'm like, what the F is that? And it shows and with my trail camera, I do not do pictures. Don't do pictures, because you don't get a lot when you do pictures. I set all my trail cameras on video and audio because I want to see what it's seeing. And then all of a sudden it shows this deer, the fawn, running up and making a circle, and then coming back and running back and coming down in front of the camera again. Now, this is a 720 camera, only 12 megapixel, which is not good. Right. And so it wasn't really good picture quality, but something freaking stood up and literally, like, it raised its arms and went like this, and then got back down, like it laid back down. And then that was it. There was no sign of it. And I checked the second picture, the second video along with that, because it went along with it. And there was nothing. There was nothing walking, it's just, but that is the most unusual activity I've ever had.
Is that on your YouTube channel?
Yep. It's literally right on the front page of my YouTube.
The Squatch Stalker, is it called?
Yep.
And it's on Cryptovania TV Roku.
Yep.
Also, Tommy Cooper.
Yeah, it's also on there
because you're not telling us. Tommy got to tell us what's on your YouTube. What's up with that?
Yeah. So if anybody, so I'm gonna just throw it out here. If anybody has any questions or comments about us, or if they want to know more about us, we have a YouTube channel at Bradford, PA Bigfoot Research Group, and that's on YouTube. We have several different playlists that you can check through. We have, let me see, we have from 2017 to 2022 playlist. We also have a website, but we don't have nobody to run the website, so it's just sitting there.
Right.
And there's not much there anyway on our website. I mean, there's a bunch of pictures and stuff, but people could still contact us on our website. I'll still check it out. Also, we're on Facebook. Cool. We're on Facebook
really?
At Bradford, PA Bigfoot Research Group. And also
Where's
I
that
started
at?
up. What's that?
Where's that at?
I think it's Facebook. Also, we have a chat
mess
group.
with you a little bit, Jason. You know
Yeah,
that.
that's good though.
Oh, and I heard you might have been a musician at one time.
Still am.
No, you're not.
Oh
Not
yeah.
with a cowboy hat on. No, you're not.
Oh yeah, I am.
Why did you get your
Why
truck
I changed
back?
I changed the hat. I change the hat every once in a while. Sometimes I have to put on a wig.
Hey,
no, I do. That's another thing that I do on the side.
I'll send you a thing that this guy might be able to help you with your website. His name is Norm Domack. He runs Theta Wave Blue Media.
Okay.
All right. I'll send you his info. He can hook you up. And if you go to my store page, which let me share the link again in the comments. I tried setting it up. He did it for me.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, he did a beautiful job. He's good. He's good. Wait a minute.
Yeah, we do have apparel for sale. We have hats and we have shirts and.
Mary says you got to plug her too. Now you're also Pennsylvania Bigfoot Project McKean County chapter lead. Don't forget to say that.
Yes.
Mary's gonna smack you. Hey, you're welcome, Norm.
Yeah. I thought I posted that up. Oh no,
you said
didn't.
it in the beginning. You said it in the beginning. You didn't post it.
Yeah,
there you go, screwing up again, young man. Oh shoot.
Yeah, I do want to let people know. I do want to let people know that we're McKean County chapter, and we're the only ones in McKean County that operate a serious Bigfoot group that is out to look for Bigfoot in McKean County. Right. I have checked everywhere, and there was one, but they just disbanded. They just, and
right.
I've been talking to I actually talked to the mayor from Warren County, PA, and they don't have nothing for Bigfoot over in Warren.
Isn't that Kinzoo area?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. Strange Kinzoo. Denny Bigelow. Denny Bigelow is up there all the time.
For Bigfoot?
Yes.
For particular Bigfoot? Oh, because they said that there wasn't, maybe, I don't know.
Denny Bigelow, Strange Kinzoo.
Actually,
I had him on a podcast.
I know Denny's. Yep. Denny's pretty cool.
He got a lot of strange shit there too. Wow. I'm actually going to do four investigations up there next year. I'm planning on 4. One in the spring, 2 in the summer, and 1 in the fall.
Yeah, when Mary told me not to go up to Droney Road this year, so I didn't, because we might be overkill the area, because it's like the areas. So I haven't been up there this year. So when you guys come up next year, that's one first start you guys can go with, and then I could take you to Area X. Both places are quiet, but a lot of times it takes activity to start the activity. You understand what I mean?
Yes, very much so.
Sometimes
I'll give you a little example of what happened to me this summer. Well, near the end of summer. The one area I go into all the time, I always speak to them when I go in. Hey, it's me. I come to visit, see what's going on, see if you guys done anything different. And I go in. I'm saying, and I'm still talking and trying to mind melt with them and stuff. And all the time I didn't. I'm just walking in. I got a lot of crap on my mind. My wife, she's getting worse at the time with her back, and I had a lot of crap happening around me, and I just needed to get out there. And I wasn't thinking, I didn't say a damn thing. I go down the trail that I go in. I get almost down to where I cut into the woods and through a gully and over to the other end. I'm almost to where I cut in. And all of a sudden, it sounded like a 4-foot around tree hit another 4-foot around tree. Blam! Made me jump. And I went, what the heck is that? And I'm looking around. That was one hell of a tree knock. And that was close. And I'm looking around saying, oh boy. Hey guys, I'm sorry. It is me. I know I didn't say nothing. I didn't mean to piss you off, but I'm here.
That's
I just got a lot
interesting.
on my mind. I am sorry. And I go on in, cut in, go, and everything's quiet. Not even a bird. Not even a cricket. Nothing.
That's interesting. That's pretty cool.
And I sat there for a good 45 minutes. In the first half hour, there was nothing. Then all of a sudden, I heard a bird off in the distance. Then I saw another one. Then heard a squirrel chirping. I went, wow, I really ticked them off. And they were watching my butt. You know? So, yeah. They get used to you, and they're used to what you do. And you don't do it, will upset them. You know, and I try to wear similar clothes. Not identical, but similar. You know, I ain't wearing the same clothes over and over and over again going into the same spot, but something similar so they can recognize it as me. And, you know, so, yeah, is it just me? Maybe. No, maybe. Other ones might think the same, but I don't know. But, you know, familiarity is the way I'm looking at it. Okay.
Yep.
And the other thing is they get used to me, used to the way I look, the way I'm doing things. They get more relaxed. I might be able to see them better. I don't know. It's something I'm trying. And they know when the weather gets bad, my butt ain't out there. They know that for the last couple of years. I don't go out when it gets real cold and bad.
No. So we've been to some of the places we've been to just around this area is another good spot that we get activity from is Kenzu Bridge State Park. Let me think here. Finding Bigfoot was up on in one of their shows. They were actually at Kenzu Bridge State Park doing a show back in the day. And also in 2013, there was a report from John Stoneman that he took pictures of 2 juvenile possible Bigfoots that were up by Kenzu Bridge. And come to find out, you know, there was a lot of flack. He was catching a lot of flack for that. And I know why now is because it wasn't Bigfoot. It was a root ball, you know, that kind of looked like Bigfoot. So therefore, you know, he got a lot of flack from a lot of Bigfoot organizations. So it was interesting.
Okay, watch out. Venus came in to visit our shepherd.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting about that.
Yeah, I remember something about that now when you said about the root ball. All right, come on, lay down, honey. I know you're happy to be in here.
Yeah, so we go up every fall during the spring and summer, and I put these high lines up. No, it's not high lines that you put in your eye.
No, I was gonna say
it's fishing line that we put up really high, up around about 7 feet, 7 to 8 feet high, and we put them from tree to tree. We tie it from tree to tree, or we put them on. I put them on tacks. I put a tack on this side, tack on the other, and then if anything really tall goes through, it's going to break the high lines. Well, area X, I had like 4 of them up there, and they all broke like within 1 year, and that was 2019. That was crazy. I'm like, what the heck is breaking now?
Tim Gayhart says, if you want to see them, you must ask them to show themselves to you. And if they do show themselves to you, thank them. Of course.
Yeah, there's a lot to it.
Yeah. Corky's says the same thing, and I agree with these guys.
There's not just, like, show yourself. Hey, man, what's up? That kind of thing. It has to. No. It has to be. You have to believe. You got to believe. I'm a believer in the believer. I mean, I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe in the devil. I believe in ghosts, demons. I believe in unknown. So I really truly believe that these things exist because I seen one, and I'm a knower. That's what I am, a knower now. And
I tell you what, I pulled in Punksy at the Bigfoot and Paranormal Expo. When I got up to speak, I go, how many of you people out there believe in Bigfoot? And different ones raising their hands, other ones just looking. I go, I don't. They're like this here looking at me. What? I said, I don't. I'm a knower because I saw one.
There you go.
That's all it wrote. And then they're like, oh, okay. I had to do it that way.
The fun thing is
to break my nervousness because I was.
I took a like a scientist. I don't know. This person was going to college and stuff for science. He was going to be a scientist of some sort and all this. So I took him out, and he wanted to be off camera and all this. I'm like, all right, it's all cool, whatever. I'll show you some spots, that has these unknown species of hominids,
Right.
And went out there, and he was questioning me on everything, man. He was questioning me on this, questioning me on that, questioning me on that. And I said, you don't really know until, honestly, you don't know unless you have your own sighting and your own experience. That's when it changes a person's psyche and their mind.
Yeah.
So I said, you can ask me tons of questions and I can answer them, but you're going to tell me that nothing that I'm saying is right. And I told him, I said, so we're going to turn around up here in the woods right now because there ain't no good having you up here. I said, we're going to turn around and we're going to walk. And I want you to know one thing. I said, it takes a person like you that don't believe in these things, and then you believe in science and all that, to make to change. And then I said, you'll come pounding on my door when that happens, and you're gonna say, I seen one, and I seen one. And I'm gonna say, have a nice day. I've already talked to you about these things.
But the thing is, like I said, I always believed. But when I finally saw it, but of course it was really close. But when I finally saw it, it scared me. That ain't a lie. And it knocked me back from being superhuman to human. And that's why I'm out here now trying to figure out more and more and more, which, all right, I finally found out, yes, they are definitely real. They are definitely out there. Now I don't give a damn about DNA. I really don't. I saw it. I know they really exist. What I care about is why they do what they do, how they're doing it, and
that's
when
what
they're doing it.
Yep. That's what I care about. All
these other questions came into play.
The research, the actual research of where they poop at. What kind of poop did they poop? Where do
why
they
pooping that? But no, seriously. Yeah, seriously, that's what it's all about to me now. Yeah. And I'm all about sharing my information that I find out with everybody. I don't like to keep it in. there's no other way to explain it other than you got to share the information with others so they can share theirs and you can compare notes.
But the thing is, you know, it's a never ending circle. You know?
Oh, great. Tammy, I get a percentage of the sales. Tammy Belmo says, I gave her a shirt idea. Oh, boy.
Oh,
I'm not
boy.
a believer. I'm not a believer. I'm a knower.
That would be a good shirt. Yeah, that would be a good shirt.
Yeah, exactly. I get a percentage. I gave you the idea.
But anyways, to get ready to close this off, because you probably are want me to leave. No.
Not really. If
no.
you want to stay a little longer, we'll stay a little longer. I don't put a time limit too much on it. Unless someone else has something they got to do, and then
yeah. Well, I mean, I got another 10 minutes, and then I got to go do stuff because I just got home earlier. Right. So,
all right,
got to go.
All right, I tell you what, we will cut it. What about the poop? We don't want to know about the poop, Angel. Hold it. I got to do a couple real quick commercial breaks.
Okay.
Theta Wave Blue Media, Norm Domek. You can find him and his group on Facebook. Ghost Chick Angel. She's my resident ghost hunter now. I promoted her. Creative Minds, Shirts and More. She's out of Elderton. Oh my God, I almost said Evansburg. She would have smacked me for it. Corky Marples, Corky Research, Columbiana County. Cryptovania TV, Ruku, Tommy Cooper, Jason Tross. What do you mean keep going? Show her. Oh my. Angel, no. She's coming off with some weird comments. Then again, we have Jason Colley here with the Bradford, PA Bigfoot Research / team lead for the McKean County, Pennsylvania Bigfoot Project chapter there. He's constantly out there whenever he can be. He got a lot of info. Join his group. Salamanca Sasquatch Encounter. Oh, yeah. Budweiser. Someone wrote, I don't know who wrote about the Salamanca Sasquatch Encounter. What about that one?
I've never heard of them. Interesting.
No. Oh, yes. I'm so sorry. Tim Gayhart 66 at Ohio Bigfoot Researchers. But your story from going up and over the mountain there. You do have that on YouTube too?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just look into just type in honestly Pennsylvania Bigfoot Project with Bradford, PA Bigfoot group. Yeah, because it's right there. She was up here. I mean, boy, I'll tell you, man, you guys got some good people there, you know, with Pennsylvania Good Bigfoot Project.
We actually do.
Yeah.
And Mary's my pain in the butt, even though I call
she's
her
awesome,
every day. Even though I call her every day. And when I don't call her, she gets worried.
Yeah, she's pretty cool.
But no, I call and check in, you know, just to make sure everything's going good.
Yeah, so
you know,
I have one more thing I'm gonna talk about, and then I gotta go get stuff done.
Before your wife kicks your butt.
Yeah. So we got a report. This is recent. I told Mary about it. I reported it to her as well. We have this lady, her name is Bobby Miller, and she lives in Cyclone, PA, which is near here. It's in McKean County as well, and it's I'm not going to tell the exact road because I don't want people up there and stuff, on when we're trying to investigate the area. But
no, we don't ask you to do that at all.
Yeah, it's in Cyclone though, and she lives up there, and she said that she sent me this report last week, but I couldn't get there because of the snow up on the hill and just a lot of stuff going on. So I couldn't get there, but we're going up Monday though. We're going to go up Monday and see about what's going on with what she has seen. But anyways, I'll microscopic down of what she said. She said that she was going out to burn trash, and when she went out to burn trash, she seen these red eyes, and she goes, they weren't just red eyes, they were like 5 feet off the ground. They were up high, and they were back into the wood line. So where she lives, there's woods behind, and then she's got her trash, to burn trash. So she went out to burn trash, and she felt eerie, like something was watching her. So she looked over there, and those red eyes. And so she went back in the house, and then she kept looking out, and the red eyes were gone. And then she went out to burn some more trash, not thinking of it, like, it was probably just, 1 hour or whatever. So she went out to burn more trash, and all of a sudden she heard like crash of like trees breaking and falling and stuff down through the woods. And I'm like, well, that could be a Bigfoot. It really could.
Right.
So she said another thing she's been doing, this is another thing. She's got cats around her house, a whole bunch of them, which is, I hate to say it to all those cat fans out there, including me, but that's Squatch food right there, especially if they're hungry. And she's been putting peelings out. Like she's been peeling orange peelings, like a whole bunch of them out by her trash or out by the wood thing there. And she said she puts them out there for the raccoons or whatever. Right. And I said, whether you know it or not, I said, you are feeding the Bigfoot, and you don't even know it though. She doesn't even know it, but she is. Mm-hmm. At this particular time of the year, they're doing everything they possibly can to get enough food and water, and then to move where there's good shelter.
Yeah, and build up the body fat for insulation. Yes, and I've been saying that for the last month.
Yeah, but here's the thing. This is my theory that Bigfoot's metabolism is much different than ours or even great apes or anything. I believe that they store that energy within themselves. So basically almost like bear, how bear, they eat up and then they hibernate. So basically they store all that into their bodies. So they don't need to eat. See, one person's like, this is what gets me. When they say to me, if there's a Bigfoot around, don't you think that half of our population of deer, half of our population of all that would be gone because they need so much food to eat? And I'm like, have you ever thought about about storing their energy? There's a way for them to store all of that, and I believe that. I believe there's a way for them to store that energy and store all of that.
I think you're on to something there. I really do.
And it's the same way with infrasound. Okay. Now, lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my, no. Lions, tigers, and also like orcas.
Yeah.
And also elephants. They all distribute infrasound. They all have infrasound. They have the ability to stun their prey and all this stuff. But here's the thing. I truly believe that when Bigfoot utilizes the infrasound, it drains him. I think it drains him to the point of like no tomorrow. I think it drains a lot of energy from Bigfoot when he utilizes that, because it takes a lot of focused energy to utilize that. The way he does
agree with you, but the thing is, the way he disoriented me and sent me a different way.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have done him no good if I was getting too close to a hunt and prey or whatever, because he's too weak to chase after it now. So I don't totally agree with that so much.
Okay.
But, all right.
But I don't mean to the point where but I think because it drains some of that energy that he stores.
It could.
You know what I mean?
And here's
not
a question
enough for
you too. Here's a question from Angel. Do you think the Squatches hibernate?
No, I don't. I think they move on to where there is good food, water, and shelter. If it has that, and it's going to be perfect. It's going to be awesome. But I think they travel to better climate areas. Kind of think that the adults stay back, like here in PA when, because there's going to be people that are going to see them and hear them and stuff there in the winter.
Here's the thing. I don't agree with them. There's no way they're migrating. I don't. They're not snowbirds. I don't buy into that. No, I don't think they're migrating. There's plenty of caves, rock formations, and that they can get in from the weather. Okay.
Yep. Where it has food, water, and shelter. Yeah.
Up in your area, there's plenty of food, water, and shelter.
Yeah.
My area, same thing. We got a lot of caves and mines around here. And I believe they store their food for the winter too.
Yeah, I think so too.
And Mary goes, I'm proud of how far you come, Jason. Great job.
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for you guys out there in the Bigfoot community, I wouldn't be nothing. Honestly. I mean, I'm not saying my name would be nothing. I'm just saying I wouldn't have the experience, and I wouldn't have the ability. I wouldn't be nothing.
Yeah, not just Mary, even though Mary's a big part of why I'm out here. There's Jamie King, Corky, Sparky, all these guys. I watch and find stuff out, and I'm an old man. I admit I'm going to be 64 in a couple months. Okay, so, and I'm kind of new at this. I'm a newbie at this compared to a lot of these people. But I've learned so much in a few years that it's crazy. And some of the stuff I just needed kicked in the pants to get going and figuring it out. I believe, if it wasn't for even watching your stuff, Jason, and the people sharing this stuff, we wouldn't be as far along as understanding of these creatures as we are. But and we're not that far along understanding them yet. But we're a lot farther than we were 15 years ago.
Yeah, and the other thing is, there's not such things as an expert. When somebody says that they're a Bigfoot expert, I just like
walk away. I walk away
because it's the truth, and I think it wasn't Matt Moneymaker, but I think it was Cliff Berrickman for Finding Bigfoot. He says we're not experts here. We just go out and try to find him, find it and try to get valuable information about that there is such thing as a Bigfoot.
Yeah,
but those guys are pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't. The first time someone says they're an expert, I tune them out. I just can't.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. There's not a single expert out there. There are some very knowledgeable people. Brian Seach.
There's knowledgeable.
Mary, very, very knowledgeable people.
Knowledgeable,
Mary,
not
Jimmy
expert.
King. And these, the people I look up to the most are the boots on the ground.
Oh yeah, it.
They're out there investigating. They're not out there just to get their name out there.
Dude,
I'm not doing this to get my name out there. I'm doing this to find out. Nah.
It makes me so mad when you got all these people, man, all these knowers that sit in front of their computer, and then they're like, "Yeah, I was just out there about 20 minutes ago." Yeah, what? To your refrigerator? And that's what they do. Like some people, they cut and they splice videos, and they make it so they're out there, and they're not even out there.
I'm doing an interview Monday on the Vic Conda podcast. We're recording it.
Cool.
Mary kind of hooked me up with that one, and it's going to be interesting. And I'm not doing to get my name out there. I'm sharing what my experiences.
Yeah.
That's all I'm doing.
Anyways,
people say you're out there to get your name out there, Jason. That's all. Yeah, right. You're out there to find out.
Yeah. So, let me rewind back to talking about that lady, Bobby Miller. That we're gonna go up and we're gonna check out if there's any valuable or valuable. I don't know if that's the word or not, but we're looking for evidence of if there's any Bigfoot activity. We're going to be looking for tree structures, tree bends, anything to do with hands to be able to do stuff with. Yeah. We're going to look for prints. We're going to look for any prints or anything.
Do you look up in the trees?
Yeah, we look for anything that is, because juveniles do get up into the trees and stuff. So there's a good possibility like that could happen. And we're also going to check a power line. There's a power line that's near that area and also a marsh. So we're going to check both those areas out.
Okay.
And we're going to probably, we like to do blast calls. Like we have, I have this, I'll show it to you here really quick here. I have this megaphone right here, and the megaphone has a lot of selectors, a lot of different selections here. It's not just a regular megaphone.
I'm pulling my earphones off.
And we actually take like recordings from the Ohio when Matt Moneymaker recorded that Ohio Howl. We actually record that and then we distribute it through the megaphone. So it's not just us that's making some calls. We utilize several different other Bigfoots across the country, what their sound does, to see if we get any response. That's what we do. We used to do a lot of tree knocks and stuff, but I kind of back off on that and just do once in a while with the tree knocks, because we do get responses with the tree knocks, but it's not the responses what people think. These things
exactly. Yeah,
they come in on you without you knowing about it to see.
Sparky and I was out about 2 weeks ago, Jim Sparks, and where we went, we were staying near the car. It is actually like 35 degrees out, but the wind was blowing coming off the lake. It made it probably around 25 degrees. So we wasn't going too far from the car where we can stay warm. I start walking down the one trail, and there, noticing a couple things, a tree break up high and the whole 9 yards. But as I got down to a certain point in there, I turned and looked at Spark. I says, "You getting a feeling here?" He said, "I'm getting some kind of feeling." I said, "I'm getting a bad one." Now the brush got real thick on both sides of that trail, and it just not feel right. And my gut says, "No, no, nope, nope, nope." So I turned. I looked at him and I said, "It's really a bad feeling." He says, "We're going back." As soon as he turned, his light went around with him and looked back at the head of the trail where we came in at. He saw something 6, 7 foot tall shoot across there. Real quick. And so he don't know what he said. It could have been a leaf flying, but he don't know. But it was up 6, 7 foot going across.
Yeah. Also,
so we thought maybe we were. The feeling I'm getting was we're being pushed in a trap there, and he said,
trap
a pinch
direction.
Point.
Yeah.
A pinch point. There could have been a couple more on there, and that other one's coming in behind us to keep us going. Well, that didn't work.
It's very interesting. And I think they know that. Like they know how to get to you. Like I tell everybody, they know more about you than you know about yourself before you even enter the woods. Well, as you enter the woods, and they really know that. So that's very interesting. But anyways, we also utilize drones, and we also use I have some drones here. I got some radio controlled vehicles with FPV cameras on them.
Yeah.
I have night vision, thermal, parabolic dish. I have all kinds of goodies for going out there looking for Bigfoot.
It's a good hobby to be in, but it gets very expensive.
But I'm going to tell you something.
It's a hobby for me because I'm retired. It gives me something to do.
It doesn't matter. But truthfully, what I've learned since we bought all the stuff we have, it literally, you can be bare bones and go out there and you would have just as much activity than you would with having thermal, night vision, parabolic, all this stuff. You can be like bare bones, right. just have a flashlight and a camera. Whoa, look, But I've learned that over the.
I bought a voice recorder. And I'm thinking I'm going to get the best there is. So I bought $100 one. You think I'm going to leave that son of a bitch out in the woods?
No.
No way. No way. I'll keep that with me. But so I got to buy a couple cheap ones so I can put out.
Yeah. So I bought a couple cheap ones on Amazon. I mean, they were like $13, boy, and they're pretty good. It picks up sound very good, but I mean, you get what you pay for. So,
yeah. I can't.
But I will be definitely
that kind of money.
But I'll be definitely having more footage, drone footage next year.
Cool.
We had to buy 2 drones because one malfunctioned. The other one, I haven't had it out too much. I want to make sure that I get a lot of flying time before I really get the drone out there because I don't want it to go up, up, up and away. And I got some good drones. It's the Hubsan 501S. It works really nice.
I got a real cheap one. It's shoved in under my bed. It don't work that good. But Angel says, I'm broke now thanks to the hobby. And it's not a hobby, it's her life. It is her life.
Well, that's good though.
Poor husband crazy. And I drive my wife crazy with my Bigfooting. But you know what? She had this back surgery. She's slowly getting better. And she says she can't wait to be out there with us.
That's good. Yeah, I was gonna get my wife out during the day. She doesn't like nighttime anymore after that incident. But but it just literally it went from summer to winter.
Yeah,
like
Mother Nature actually saw a state trooper because it was went from 75 down to 35 like instantly. Jesus. But anyhow, hey, there's a private chat message. Nah, I don't see any. I don't know who wrote that. Oh, that you did that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's about that time.
Yep.
Yeah. But
it was great being here,
man. Stuart the Rooster Clark, my buddy Stu. Never had activity when I get my night vision out. Don't even bother taking it anymore. He never gets it on that. But I'm popping up a thing here coming March 25th, 2023. The Penn, Ohio Paranormal Conference.
Yep.
We're going to have James Krug, Dan Hagman, Brian and Terry Siege, Ed Kellerman, Mike Famlin, Jamie and Jenny King, all going to be there. We're going to have vendors. It's becoming a really big thing. People are sending in their table reservation. We're getting a lot of them.
Nice. Well, yes. Sooner or later, I'm going to get rolling on there after I get things rolling with me.
Yeah, I hear you, brother. But yeah, Colley, Colley, Corky.
Yep. I think I'm friends with Corky on Facebook. I think so.
Oh, okay. Go to his YouTube and subscribe to his Corky Research. Definitely. And make sure you go to the Agents Up Down Explain and subscribe to mine too.
You know it.
Yeah. And with all honesty, folks, it's been really great having Jason here tonight. He's still got tons of information to cover. We'll try to get him back here after the first of the year.
Okay, we'll have more.
Yeah, always have more. But Jason, thank you very much. It's been a great pleasure and an honor to have you here.
Yes, sir. It's been an honor and privilege here too, man. And we'll keep in touch.
Oh, definitely. Oh, we definitely will. And so, folks.
All right, we'll see you, buddy.
All right. Take care.
Yes, sir.
And thank you, everyone, for tuning in to the one and only Agents of the Unexplained podcast. We're glad you all came. Glad you all participated. It was great having you. Remember, support Corky, support Theta Blue Wave Media, Pennsylvania Bigfoot Project, the Agents of the Unexplained, Ohio Bigfoot Researchers, Conshockton, Stewart's down there with them. Oh, man, so many more. Calm down, girl. She wants to get on the show. But thank you, everyone. We will see you later. Have a great night. And thank you for joining us.